casting long shadows across twisted roots and shimmering mist. She followed the path deeper, feeling the pulse of the forest in the light of the lantern, a heartbeat that seemed to guide her steps. Soon, she came to a massive tree, far larger than any she had ever seen. Its trunk was wide and hollow, the entrance dark and inviting. The bark glimmered faintly silver, as if it had absorbed the glow of the moon itself. This must be a special place," Kaya whispered, stepping closer. The air smelled of earth and rain, and a soft hum vibrated beneath her feet. "Do you feel it?" the forest child asked, appearing silently beside her. "This tree holds a memory unlike any other. But to reach it, you must face what it hides." Kaya hesitated, looking into the hollow. Shadows danced inside, forming shapes of faces, sad faces, lonely faces, all swirling together. The tree seemed alive, its hollow chest pulsing like a heart. I'm not sure I'm ready," she said, clutching the lantern tightly. "You are," the forest child replied. "The memory waits, but only those brave enough to comfort it can release it." Taking a deep breath, Kaya stepped inside. The shadows shifted, forming visions of people, children and adults, alone, crying or wandering in silence. The air was thick with sorrow, and the lantern trembled slightly in her hands. Kaya closed her eyes, letting the warmth of the lantern fill her. "I'm here," she whispered. "You're not alone anymore." Slowly she reached out, touching the shadows. They didn't resist. Instead, they softened, shimmering as if soothed by her light. Faces that had once seemed lost now smiled faintly, feeling comfort in her presence. The hollow tree pulsed warmly, and a glowing memory rose from its center, a scene of a family reunited. Laughter echoing in the air, sunlight breaking through storm clouds. Kaya held the lantern beneath it, letting the memory merge with its light. The glow expanded, filling the hollow tree and spilling out into the forest. The tree seemed to sigh, a deep, contented sound that reverberated through the ground beneath Kaya's feet. "You see now?" the forest child said softly. "The forest remembers through acts of care and kindness. Every memory you restore makes the heart beat stronger." Kaya smiled, her chest warm with accomplishment. I understand now," she whispered. "Even sadness has its place. Even loneliness can be healed." The lantern pulsed, lighting her path forward as the forest seemed to breathe around her, welcoming her deeper into its heart, better than before, as if it were holding its breath. Then a silver mist began to curl along the ground. At first it seemed harmless, drifting lazily between the trees. But soon it rose, wrapping around Kaya's legs and swirling around her. The lantern flickered slightly, sensing something unusual. "Who's there?" Kaya called softly. The mist rippled and whispered back, voices soft and serpentine. "You're not strong enough. You'll fail. You don't belong here." Kaya's heart skipped. Shadows formed in the mist, shapes that resembled herself, but twisted and doubtful. She saw herself stumbling, losing the lantern, being lost forever in the forest. Fear prickled at her spine. The forest child appeared beside her, eyes glowing softly. "This is the mist of doubts," it said. "It shows what you fear most. To pass, you must trust the lantern, and trust yourself." Kaya's hands shook. She looked down at the lantern, its light steady and pulsing like a heartbeat. "It chose me. It trusts me. I can trust it too." Taking a deep breath, she held the lantern high, letting its glow push back the swirling mist. The whispers grew louder, but she focused on the warmth of the light, imagining all the memories she had already freed. Slowly, the mist began to thin. The shadows of herself vanished one by one. The whispers quieted, replaced by the soft hum of the forest itself. Kaya exhaled, feeling her confidence return. I can do this," she whispered, the lantern glowing brighter than ever. From the edge of the mist, a small glowing memory appeared. A group of forest creatures huddled together for warmth, sharing care and companionship. Kaya held the lantern beneath it, and the memory rose, merging with the light. The mist dissipated completely, leaving the forest calm and welcoming once more. The path ahead shimmered in silver light, guiding Kaya onward. "You faced your doubts," the forest child said with a soft nod. "And the lantern has grown stronger because of it. But the forest still holds many trials, and some shadows are deeper than others." Kaya's chest warmed with determination. "I'll face them all, I won't stop." The lantern pulsed gently in her hands, as if answering her promise, and the silver path stretched forward into the forest's mysterious heart. The air smelled of damp earth and honey, a quiet serenity settling over the woods. Soon she arrived at a small clearing where a pool of water lay perfectly still. Its surface shimmered like glass, reflecting not the sky but Kaya herself, and something more. The reflection shifted, showing visions of her heart's desires. A warm home filled with laughter, friends gathered around a fire, and her own family smiling and safe. Kaya's chest tightened, and for a moment she felt as though the pool were whispering, "This could be yours if you leave the forest behind." She looked around. The forest stood silent, shadows stretching long in the moonlight. The forest child appeared beside her, eyes glowing like amber candles. "This is the mirror of desire," it said softly. "It shows what your heart longs for most. But if you take it, the memories you've freed may fade. Some desires are selfish, even if they feel right." Kaya's gaze returned to the pool. The vision of warmth and safety pulled at her. Her heart ached with the temptation to leave, to step into that life and forget the forest trials. The lantern pulsed gently in her hands, as if reminding her of its light, her journey, and the forest's quiet heartbeat. Kaya took a deep breath. She realized that the warmth she longed for wasn't just for herself. It could be for the forest, too, if she helped it heal. With steady hands, she lifted the lantern over the pool. Light rippled across the water, washing over the visions. Slowly, the reflections of her personal desires faded, replaced by a new memory, a forest alive with laughter and song, creatures reunited, streams sparkling with clear water. The lantern glowed brighter than ever, warm and steady in Kaya's hands. She smiled softly, understanding now that true courage wasn't taking the easy path. It was choosing what mattered most, even when it wasn't for herself. "You have chosen wisely," the forest child said. "Some desires must wait. But the forest thrives because of your choice, and soon you will face trials that test both heart and mind." Kaya nodded, feeling stronger, more certain. "I'm ready," she whispered. The silver path stretched forward, twisting deeper into the forest's mysteries, and the lantern pulsed like a guiding heartbeat. The lantern's light cast gentle ripples across the trees, and the mist curled around their feet like playful ribbons. Suddenly, the air grew heavy. Whispers rose from all directions, soft and overlapping, like 100 voices speaking at once. Kaya stopped, gripping the lantern tightly. "Do you hear that?" she asked. Nimble's eyes widened. "Echoes. The forest is remembering itself." But something is wrong. From the mist, shadowy images appeared, figures of animals and people, all moving in repeated motions. Some tumbled and fell, others argued or ran in circles, never finding peace. Kaya realized these were memories the forest had forgotten, moments of imbalance and sorrow left unresolved. The forest child appeared beside her. "These are the echoes," it said. "They are remnants of mistakes, of fear and regret. To continue, you must listen and restore what has been lost." Kaya knelt, holding the lantern toward the first echo. The shadowed figure of a small fox stumbled in circles, its cry repeating endlessly. Kaya whispered softly, "You are not alone. I see you. It's okay." The lantern's glow pulsed warmly. The fox's shadow softened, its movement slowing until it finally disappeared into a glowing memory. The light rose into the lantern, adding warmth and strength. One by one, Kaya approached the echoes, the humming birds that had flown too fast, the squirrels that had hidden in fear, the lonely figures of children wandering the forest. With each act of understanding and comfort, the lantern glowed brighter, and the forest seemed to breathe easier. Nimble stayed close, guiding her toward each memory. "You can do this," the little spirit chirped. "Every echo you help becomes part of the forest again." By the time the last echo was restored, Kaya felt a calm warmth envelop her. The forest hummed softly, more harmonious than ever. Even the mist swirled gently around them, reflecting the lantern's glow. "You have completed the trial of echoes," the forest child said, eyes glowing softly. "Through patience and understanding, you have brought balance back to the forest's past. Remember this, every memory matters, every heart matters." Kaya smiled, feeling the lantern's warmth like a steady heartbeat in her hands. "I understand," she whispered. "I will keep helping, as long as I am needed." And as the silver path stretched onward, deeper into the forest's mysteries, Kaya and Nimble stepped forward together, ready to face whatever wonders and challenges awaited. The silver path led Kaya and Nimble to a part of the forest they had never seen. The trees here were taller, their leaves shimmering with iridescent colors, and the air smelled sweet, like wildflowers after rain. "Look!" Nimble whispered, bouncing with excitement. "This place, it's alive in a way I've never felt before." Kaya stepped carefully along the path. The lantern's glow illuminated small creatures peeking from behind blossoms, foxes with crystal eyes, rabbits with fur like spun silver, and birds whose feathers sparkled like droplets of sunlight. Each creature watched her curiously but did not flee. At the heart of the glade was a small pool of water, so clear it mirrored the sky perfectly. Floating above it was a delicate, glowing memory, wrapped in a soft mist. Kaya could sense it was fragile, easily lost if handled carelessly. The forest child appeared beside her. "This is the hidden glade," it said. "Only those who approach with gentleness and cleverness may claim the memory here. The creatures will test your heart." Kaya nodded, taking a deep breath. She stepped closer, and immediately, tiny obstacles appeared. A mischievous fox darted across the path, carrying part of the glowing mist. A silver rabbit blocked her way, twitching its nose expectantly. Even the birds began to circle, creating gentle barriers of shimmering light. "I need to be patient and careful," Kaya whispered. She moved slowly, watching the creatures' reactions. She offered kindness in her gestures, speaking softly and moving deliberately. One by one, the creatures let her pass, some even guiding her closer to the pool. Finally, Kaya reached the heart of the glade. She held the lantern beneath the floating memory. Its glow wrapped around the mist, strengthening it and drawing it gently into the lantern. The creatures watched silently. Then, as the memory merged with the lantern, the glade seemed to sigh with contentment. The leaves shimmered brighter, and the small animals nuzzled each other in joyful recognition. "You have shown care, patience, and cleverness," the forest child said, smiling softly. "This is what the hidden glade has been waiting for. Remember this, the forest rewards hearts that listen and act with kindness." Kaya held the lantern close, feeling its warmth pulse with renewed strength. Nimble bounced happily at her side. "See, we make a great team." Kaya laughed softly. "Yes, together, we can face anything the forest holds." And as the silver path stretched onward deeper into the heart of the forest, Kaya and Nimble stepped forward, their courage and friendship shining as brightly as the lantern itself. The silver path wound higher into the forest, where the trees grew so tall their tops seemed to brush the sky. The lantern's warm glow pulsed steadily, guiding Kaya and Nimble along the twisting trail. Suddenly the mist thickened, curling around them like living silk. From the shadows emerged a figure, tall, quiet, and almost intangible. Its edges shimmered like smoke, and it moved without sound. Who are you?" Kaya asked softly. Clutching the lantern, the shadow did not speak. Instead, it glided beside her, brushing against the mist in whispers only she could hear. "You are not ready. You cannot do this. Turn back." Kaya's heart thudded in her chest. She glanced at Nimble, who hovered nervously on her shoulder. "It's testing us," the little spirit whispered. "Listen carefully, but don't believe everything it says." Kaya took a deep breath. She remembered the lessons of the forest, the courage to face fears, the patience to understand, the trust in the lantern and in herself. "Show me your truth," she said softly, stepping forward. "I will not be afraid. The shadow shimmered, twisting into forms from her past trials, the echoes, the doubts, the collapsed paths. Each whispered fears she had felt, doubts she had overcome, and the shadows of memories she had restored. Kaya held the lantern high, letting its steady glow cast light into the darkness. The shadow paused. The whispers faltered. Slowly, it began to shrink, folding into itself until only a small wisp remained. From that wisp rose a glowing memory, a quiet scene of the forest long ago, peaceful and whole, a memory lost to fear and shadow. Kaya held the lantern beneath it, letting the light absorb the memory. The shadow dissolved completely, leaving only the silver path and the soft mist swirling gently around them. "You have done well," the forest child said, appearing from the mist. "Some shadows speak to confuse, to frighten, to mislead, but you have learned to listen and act with clarity. That is the forest's greatest lesson." Kaya smiled, her chest warm. "I understand now. Shadows can't stop me, not if I trust the lantern and myself." Nimble bounced happily on her shoulder. "See? Even scary shadows can't beat us." The silver path stretched onward, winding deeper into the forest, and the lantern pulsed steadily, like a heartbeat guiding Kaya through the mysteries yet to come. The silver path grew quiet, the mist curling thickly around Kaya's feet. Nimble bounced anxiously on her shoulder. "I've never felt it so still," the little spirit whispered. Kaya nodded, gripping the lantern. "The forest must be waiting for something, or someone." From the shadows of the towering trees, a soft rustle reached her ears. Then a sleek white figure stepped gracefully into the silver light. It was Luma. A fox stood there. The white fox he had glimpsed long ago near the edge of the forest. His fur shimmered like freshly fallen snow, and his eyes glowed like pale moons. "You've come," Kaya whispered, kneeling slightly to meet Luma's gaze. The fox tilted his head and patted closer, circling Kaya before sitting calmly beside her. "I think he wants to help," Nimble said, bouncing with excitement. Together, the trio followed the silver path, which led to a colossal tree whose trunk was cracked and hollowed. Its bark was dull, its leaves sparse, and a faint sorrowful hum rose from its hollow core. "The forgotten tree," the forest child said softly. "It has lost its memory. Without its memories, the forest cannot fully heal. You must restore them together." Kaya held the lantern high. "We'll try," she whispered. Nimble darted ahead to inspect the base of the tree, while Luma circled the hollow, sniffing and tilting his head, as if understanding the weight of the task. Inside the tree's hollow, shadows flickered, echoes of the memories the tree had lost. They swirled in chaos, confused and fragmented. Kaya realized that alone she could not restore them all, but with Nimble's cleverness and Luma's guidance, they could work as a team. Step by step, Kaya held the lantern to each fragment. Nimble rearranged the floating shards of light with a joyful flick, while Luma nudged lost fragments closer with soft taps of his paw. Slowly, the tree's memories began to mend, visions of rainfall over the forest, creatures playing in sunlight, laughter, and whispers of ancient times. The lantern pulsed brighter than ever, warmth spreading through Kaya's chest as the tree straightened, its leaves shimmering silver and gold. The forest seemed to sigh with relief, the wind whispering gently through the branches. "You've done it," the forest child said softly. "The forgotten tree remembers again, thanks to courage, kindness, and the help of friends." Kaya knelt, smiling at Luma. "I'm glad you're here," she said. The fox nudged her hand gently, eyes bright with trust. Nimble chirped happily from her shoulder. The silver path stretched onward, deeper into the forest's mysteries. Kaya, Nimble, and now Luma walked together, stronger than ever, ready for whatever challenges awaited. The silver path led Kaya, Nimble, and Luma to the heart of the forest. Here the trees were taller than mountains, their leaves glowing softly in 1,000 colors. The air pulsed with a quiet hum, the heartbeat of the forest itself. But at the very center, darkness lingered. A shadow unlike any they had seen before hovered above a clearing, vast and curling like smoke, swallowing the light around it. Its whispers carried across the trees, deep and hollow. This forest is mine. You cannot restore it. You cannot save what is lost. Kaya tightened her grip on the lantern. Beside her, Nimble bounced nervously, and Luma fur glowed faintly in the shadow's darkness. We have to face it, Kaya said softly. Together. The shadow surged forward, and whispers of doubt filled Kaya's mind. But she lifted the lantern high, letting its warm glow spread across the clearing. Nimble darted ahead, scattering shards of light to guide the path, while Luma leapt gracefully, touching the shadow with her luminous fur. Wherever Luma touched, the darkness shrank, dissolving into silver mist. Kaya stepped forward, courage growing with every heartbeat. She called to the shadow, not with anger, but with understanding. We see you. You are part of this forest too, but the forest needs its light, its memories, and its heart. You cannot take that away. The shadow quivered, and the forest child appeared, eyes glowing softly. The forest is alive through every memory you've restored. The courage, kindness, and trust you've shown, these are the forest's strength. Kaya's voice rang clear. We will not let fear take this forest. We will shine the light together. The lantern flared brilliantly, its glow touching every tree, every leaf, every creature. Nimble and Luma joined, their joy and trust amplifying the light. The shadow screamed softly, then melted entirely into the warmth, leaving the clearing bathed in silver gold light. The forest sighed, a deep, contented sigh, and the trees bent gently toward Kaya, Nimble and Luma as if bowing in gratitude. Memories long forgotten shimmered in the air. Laughter, song, play, love, and warmth. The forest's heartbeat pulsed strong and steady, echoing through the trees and the silver mist. Kaya knelt, holding the lantern close. We did it, she whispered. Nimble giggled, Luma nudged her hand, and the forest seemed to hum in agreement. You have restored the forest's heart, the forest child said. But remember, the light of courage and kindness does not end here. It lives on in you, and in all who walk with love in their hearts. Kaya looked around, the silver path now glowing brighter than ever. We'll keep going, she said, smiling at Nimble and Luma. Wherever the forest leads, we'll follow together. The mist swirled around them, playful and gentle, and the lantern pulsed like a heartbeat, guiding Kaya, Nimble, and Luma onward. The forest was alive again, whole and radiant, and their journey, though a story now told, would live in every leaf, every whisper, and every heartbeat of the silver woods.